I don't know why it keeps glitching like that. Come on in, you guys. I'll wait for everybody to figure out I'm over here. Man. Okay, you guys, I don't know what happened on the last one. I don't know. Every night it like freezes up and we glitch. Let me give everybody a minute to come over here to figure out I'm over here at this point. I don't know. Maybe it's because, hi everybody, come on in. The other live just froze up, so I had to end that other live and now I'm over here. So give everybody a second to figure out that that live is over and come over here. I don't know. It's probably because Jesus be a strong Wi-Fi signal, right? Because I don't know. I don't know why. Okay, thanks. Everybody's coming back over here. I don't know. Every night this week, every Friday, Saturday, and tonight, I like glitched. And then I had to start over and come in another video. But we are here. It's probably because I got too much stuff on this one Wi-Fi signal, right? Laptops, phones. Gabby's got all kinds of stuff on the Wi-Fi. Forgive me. Forgive me. Give everybody a second to come in. Hi, Eric. Hi, Toya. Hi, Mac. Everybody, y'all can hear me, see me clearly. Hopefully I don't start on a talk and then it happens again. So, okay, you guys. I don't know why it does that, why it's done that every night. Again, it's probably because I got too many things on this one little Wi-Fi signal, right? My Wi-Fi signal is, weak because of all the stuff. But, okay, back to what we were talking about, you guys. Back to what we were talking about. Everybody come in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe you should pray before you launch. You're right. Even though I feel like me and God got a really strong bond. Me and God, because I know I worry God all the time. He be pushing me to voicemail as much as I call him. He probably be like, nope, not Ashley again. She talked too much and too long. So, we'll figure it out. But everybody still ends up coming over here. So thank you, everybody, for coming over here. Just know when it happens, I'm going to come back and, here we are. But like I was saying, do I need to start? I do. Let me do this introduction real quick because anybody who watches this missed the introduction. So, I'm Ashley Pickens. Here in Memphis, Tennessee, you guys, I have been in real estate since 2006. As a real estate agent, I've been a real estate broker, and I am a foreclosure auctioneer here in Memphis. I auction off foreclosures at the courthouse. And here in Memphis, surrounding areas, Mississippi, Nashville, that's what I do. I auction off foreclosures. So feel free to always ask me any questions that you have about auctions, about how they work. I can talk about real estate all day. Literally, I can talk about real estate all day. So, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. I was just talking about, for the people who are just joining me now, that they just put a moratorium, basically, on VA loans. You cannot foreclose on a VA loan until next summer, until June 2024. Because, let me go back to my article, you guys. 174,000 VA borrowers are behind on their mortgage is what the article said. Now you know how I feel about numbers when articles start reporting numbers. So 174,000 probably means it's like 300,000 in reality, right? But they just don't want to put that number. 174 might be like 1.74 million. But they don't ever want to put that number. Here we go. Foreclosures halted until June 2024. So a lot of people, I'm sure, are going to say that this is just another way of them. Yes, yes, my dog Rex. I know. Just say this is another way for them to kick the can on foreclosures. And y'all know I like to hear where you're from. So if you want to tell me where you're from, I absolutely enjoy that. I know South Carolina, I know California, I know Florida, and Abby, and your mama Abby. So of course I appreciate it when you tell me where you're from, because I love to see that or hear that. Or when I see where you're from, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a lot of foreclosures there. Or there's, you know, that kind of stuff. So I think this is going to be first of New York. Yes, New York City. The first of many ways to try to stop these foreclosures from happening, which I knew would happen. Like, I've heard there are talks of another modification plan they're trying to come up with to stop foreclosures. Things like, it's a lot of, I mean, you guys, again, the numbers that the media shows, like 3,000 REOs, like we talked about last night. There's only 3,000 foreclosure REO properties, right? But yeah, we got like 5 to 8 million people behind on their mortgage for at least the last 2 years, right? So this, you know, this just shows me when they start coming up with assistance and programs and forbearances, you know it's a big problem, right? You know it's a big problem. So here's the first of many. VA loans, you can't foreclose until June of 2024. So that makes you think, okay, so that now means people are going on 2.5, 3 years of probably not paying a mortgage. If we are extending it to 2024, COVID hit in 2020. So technically, there are probably people who have not paid their mortgage in 4 years, right? Yeah, if we're going into 2024, technically that's what that means. So I don't know what kind of assistance, but I mean, we can come up with some stuff. Maybe they're going to take that extended, you know, that past due balance and tuck it on the back of their loan, or tie it into their loan. Or now I'm hearing about these 40-year loans. That's exactly what I was about to say. These 40-year loans. We'll see. But while there's a plan in place to help these borrowers transition back to making normal payments. See, that's the part that's kind of throwing me off. I'm like, what do you mean transition back to making normal payments? It will apparently take 4 to 5 months to implement. So these people who are like behind, are they like coming out of forbearance? Or, you know what I mean? You got to transition them back to making normal. Maybe they were, I don't know. There is no such thing as loans. There's only promise. You're right. You're right. Everybody needs to watch The Inside Job. Watch The Inside Job. You know, I always give my three movie recommendations. They're always the same 3 until I find another one. The Big Short, which I think majority of people have seen. 99 Homes. A lot of people have not heard of that movie. 99 Homes. It's got a lot of profanity in it, so don't watch it around your children. I would say kid, but I know my dog Rex is like, kids are for goats. It's girls and boys. So don't watch it around your girls and boys. It's a lot of profanity in it. And The Inside Job. The Inside Job is all 3 of these are about the past housing market crash. Like 2008, 2006, all 3 of those movies are about that. So if you want a deeper understanding, The Big Short and 99 Homes are movies, like they are movies. The Inside Job is a documentary. I can't get the word out today. A documentary. Why am I like documentary? There's the word. Don't ask me. I'm glitching. My brain is glitching today too. I think it's glitching because I'm like, here we come with these forbearance, and this means no foreclosure should be processed between now and May 31st, 2024. That means you cannot. If you don't pay your mortgage, they will not foreclose on you. So, okay, but this isn't how, okay. Then the move comes after an NPR investigation found that the Department of Veteran Affairs ended its partial claim payment program, and loan servicers began asking for lump sum payments. But this isn't how it was supposed to work. Borrowers were told that missed mortgage payments would simply be tacked on to the back of their mortgages. The Veterans Assistance Program would allow them to simply resume payments and worry about the missed ones later. Well. And when it came time to sell their home or refinance their home, these arrears, these back payments, would be cured via the payoff. Instead, loan servicers have apparently been requiring borrowers to make up the shortfall, which clearly many at-risk homeowners just don't have. One couple was told that they need to come up with $22,000 or be forced to sell their home or face foreclosure. Well, here we are. This prompted a call from several senators asking the VA to enact a foreclosure moratorium until a new loss mitigation solution could be rolled out. So these people ain't been paying their mortgage, right? Like they were told that the missed payments would go on the back of their mortgage. I guess kind of like a modification. The program okay, well, here we go. So all these programs are expiring. I'm so country. So this program, the Veterans Assistance Program, expired in October, putting many VA loan holders at risk of foreclosure. However, most of these borrowers hold record low mortgage rates at 3.25%. Well, there we go. This is the first of many that's coming, you guys. The first of many that I'm sure will be in place so people, and I'm sure, again, with an election coming up, right? No president wants on their record that they let hundreds, thousands, millions of people foreclose, right? So we're going to see what happens if we just continue to kick the can, or if something happens and, I mean, if banks start collapsing, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? But when I saw this, I was like, here we go. This is first of many. So no VA foreclosures until June 2024. So, there it is. That's the first one. So, again, as always, you guys, if you have questions about auctions and stuff, feel free to ask me about foreclosures. Also, look, I've been reading all these articles so I can come back and tell y'all about them. So tomorrow, I don't know if you've heard this, tomorrow, Citigroup is supposed to be laying off however many people starting tomorrow. The week of Thanksgiving, you guys, the week of Thanksgiving. Citigroup employees expect management reshuffle layoffs on Monday, which is tomorrow. So Citigroup, one of the top 5, is laying off tomorrow. And it's not like the lower positions. It's like management positions tomorrow. How does the VA similarly after a contract? How does, what? Tell me, what? The third largest U.S. lender will also eliminate co-heads of divisions and regional cuts. They said they had 13 layers of management at Citigroup. 13 layers of management? Last month, Citi announced plans to cut management layers from 13 to 8. They got 13 layers of management, so they're cutting 13 to 8. In the 2 top layers of leadership. So, starting tomorrow, the week of Thanksgiving. That kind of sucks. I wonder if people already know, you know what I mean, that it's coming tomorrow. People know, like, that's, you know, it's like a storm, right? They're going to start laying off people, so unemployment's going to go up. So now people won't be able to pay their mortgage, so of course they got to put something in place to keep people from foreclosing, because if you lose your job, you can't pay your mortgage, right? Like, and then it's not like, again, it's not like the lower jobs. It's management jobs, like middle class jobs, or what they are laying off tomorrow. So it says, hold on. City is reducing 15% of functional roles and eliminated 60 committees. I'm like, how many? Like 13 layers of management? Golly. But it's just the first of many. When Wells Fargo was laying off, Citigroup is laying off, JP Morgan is laying off, right? I mean, and they're the number one. I mean, most of these mortgage companies are laying off, and these middle class jobs. That's why a lot of people are saying middle class is just being eliminated. And middle class is struggling right now. Like 2 income households, are even 6-figure people. That's what everybody's are struggling right now. So, you guys, I don't. It's about to get real interesting in the next 6 months, 9 months, the next year, the next couple of years. Honestly, I'm reading. Spell check. How does? I don't know. I don't like. VA and VAs are like really good loans, right? If you're a veteran, I think they give you 100%. They pay for a certain amount of stuff, but which was always surprising to me that they were always like VA is always like defaulting first, these VA loans, but it's probably because they are 100% loans, right? So most of them don't have like equity. If the market starts to go down, then they don't really have equity because the loan is for the whole amount. They'd have to put like a down payment down. But, they say they're like really good. They're really good loans too, though. I don't know, you guys. Ooh, let me just share. Yeah, it is. It's going to be whenever, it's like this is going to be catastrophic. But it's like, when is this going to happen, right? Like, it's like we just keep putting a Band-Aid on it. We just keep putting a Band-Aid on it. Or we see but I get it, right? Like, when I say that, I don't want people to be like, well, actually, you don't want people to foreclose. I'm absolutely not saying that, right? But in my head, I'm like, how long can this go on, though, right? With people not paying their mortgage. We're going on, it's about to be 2024. People haven't paid their mortgage since 2020, right? And when I see numbers that are like 74,000 people are behind, I'm like, again, I'm probably like, that's probably 1.74 million people, because they don't ever tell the whole truth on numbers, right? That's just not what we do. So, and if VA loans are behind, then we know plenty of FHA loans are behind. I see it at the auction all the time. These people foreclosing who just bought in 2020 and owe the whole loan. It's plenty of people who just bought in 2020 and have not made a mortgage payment. Literally, think about that. Think about people who bought the beginning of 2020 and then COVID hit and the moratorium stopped mortgage payments. It's literally some people who bought a house and who've never made a mortgage payment. You owe that whole loan, right? Or you're going to come out of forbearance and go straight into foreclosure. Or you come out of forbearance and you owe, how much is your past due amount if you haven't paid in 4 years? Think about that. And if your mortgage payment is, $1,000, just some basic math, and you haven't paid that in 4 years, like nobody can catch that up. You can't catch that up. You know how we do. They're going to make some kind of, like they did modifications. And half the people who did modifications in 2020 or during COVID are in foreclosure. I see that all the time. People are like, COVID hit, I did a modification to get some money, and we're back in foreclosure again. You know what I mean? And they're in foreclosure. I don't know, but clearly they are kicking the can. I believe this is one of many programs that are coming, especially since COVID relief is ending November 30th, right? That's next. If tomorrow is the 20th, in 10 days, COVID relief ends, that moratorium. So they're going to have to, the valuation on these properties must be undervalued. No buyers for these properties. Yeah. Who knows? I don't know, you guys. You think it's making it better or worse? I mean, I don't ever want to sound insensitive. You know what I mean? Like, do you think it's making it worse that we're keeping the foreclosures back? You know, that sounds insensitive, and I'm not trying to be insensitive. But does it help? Is what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't help. I don't feel like. I mean, it does keep you in your house, right? It does do that. Let me not. I mean, it does keep a roof over your head, right? But to just be, you just got sitting people just like waiting to see what happens, right? You jump out of one forbearance and then it's a moratorium, and then you go into another forbearance, and then we put a moratorium. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, people did not learn their lesson from, you know, a lot of people don't even remember 2008 crash. A lot of agents weren't, like, I remember 2008. I was an agent. But, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And I mean, how long can banks hold on, right? Like, you got all these people who are not paying their mortgage, right? How long can you hold on? People need relief in the 6 months to 9 months. You know, like, and that's the other thing I'm always thinking, like, are they just sitting there just like waiting? You know, I think that's a bad feeling in itself, when you're waiting to see what's going to happen. Like, I don't ever like being in that. Like, I like to be in control of the situation. Like, hey, I got this amount of money. This is what I have to do. I don't like to just sit and wait and be like, okay, they might foreclose today. Every time I'm checking the mail, I'm like, is this a foreclosure notice? Like, that's not a good place to be in, you know? So, we'll see. But again, the wild card, no president, no current president, no future president wants to have a foreclosure wave or a housing market crash on their record, or unless they want to be the one that fixes it, right? I don't know. I'm always thinking, like, if it messes up, do you want to be like the savior to come in and fix it and make sure? I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I feel like it's worse than 2008, right? It's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's almost worse than 2008, because it's just like we're just dragging it out until we wake up tomorrow and the news comes on and like 3 banks have collapsed and everybody's filing bankruptcy. That's how it happens, right? I mean, it's the internet. People just do research and learn about things. Yeah. True. So, foreclosure moratorium for VA loans until next summer. Citigroup is laying off people tomorrow, the week of Thanksgiving. All these companies are laying off. I tell you, daily job cuts. Go check out that website. Just bookmark it. Go look every week or so. Daily job cuts. You guys. Okay. Can I tell one more article, and then we can talk about auctions and stuff? Yeah, I found this article. Let me just read it. It's about mortgage company really quickly. Freedom Mortgage. And then we can talk about auctions and everything I want to talk about. Get this. Freedom Mortgage Corporation was being sued for providing false information to federal regulators. Now get what they were doing wrong real quick. And then we'll talk about, you guys, I promise. I know you're like, Ashley, this is not the news. But let me just tell you this. So, first of all, they got fined Freedom Mortgage $1.75 million for paying illegal kickbacks for mortgage loan referrals. That's first of all. But this is the part that I want to tell y'all, and then we will talk about other things. So, they got fined because they were, hold on, let me find the exact wording. They intentionally misreported data, okay? And the data that they misreported was about applicants' race and ethnicity. For example, certain loan officers were told by managers or other loan officers that when applicants did not provide their race or ethnicity, they should select non-Hispanic white, regardless of whether or not that was accurate or not. So I was like, well, does that get your application pushed? They're being fined $1.75 million because they were marking wrong race and ethnicity on mortgage applications, I guess, to get them approved. That says a lot in itself. There it is. People put themselves in their own situation, tricked into borrowing, being there. Their only relief is to walk away, go to an auction, start over, and using their little bit of, I'm not disagreeing with you, is all I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing. I mean, I think I've said this plenty of times, you guys, if I was in foreclosure, if I was staring at an auction, if me in an auction was having a stare down, and I didn't have, what else are they lying about? They're probably lying about income, everything. So, almost $100 billion, you guys, in wrong loan applications. Over 700,000 mortgage loan applications. I mean, it's starting to sound a lot. It's beginning to look a lot like 2008. And then paying kickbacks. Paying kickbacks for referrals, right? And then marking the ethnicity that they think will get that loan pushed through. And again, that says a lot. That says a lot in itself, right? Anyway, y'all read all in between those lines. But like I always say, if I was in the position, if I was in foreclosure, if I was behind, I did not want to file bankruptcy, I could not catch up my mortgage, right? If I could not do it, I would sell. I always say that. I would sell my house. And I know people always comment and they're like, well, Ashley, where are they going to go? And I get it. I totally get that, right? Like, and that's the thing, because when you're in foreclosure, right? Not even auction yet. When you're in foreclosure, it shows up on your credit, right? I've helped people save their house, and when they're looking for someplace to go, I remember the guy called me. He was like, Ashley, I went to go to an apartment complex, and they were like, we see you have a foreclosure on your credit. And he was like, my house I'm selling before it goes into foreclosure. And they were like, we see it's showing up on your credit as, and of course I'm sure it showed like late payments, but it'll show a foreclosure, even though it never fully played out, right? So that's the problem people do face. Like, when you're facing foreclosure and you want to sell, it's like, where are you going to go? And then you do have those late payments in that foreclosure on your credit. So it'll be kind of challenging to get another place to live, right? So, like, I'm not oblivious to those factors that happen. I would still sell. Look, final answer that I would still sell, right? I'm not going to let you auction off my house and I've got equity in it. I'm not going to let you do that, right? I'm going to figure out someplace to go. Like, and I told him, I was like, you just have to be an advocate for yourself. Maybe tell them that you can pay 3 months up, you can pay 6 months up. Like, you gotta, sometimes money talks, right? The credit might be a little shaky, but you can afford to pay 3 months, right? I don't know, but I get that is a dilemma when it comes to people in foreclosure. Like, where are they going to go, right? And of course they can't buy anything right at that point because you're already behind on your credit. You got a late credit. So that's one of the challenges. But again, final answer, I'm still going to sell. My answer still does not change. If I was facing foreclosure, if I was facing an auction, right, and the bank was not talking to me, because there comes a point when you're in foreclosure that the bank will no longer take a partial payment from you. They only want the complete past due amount. Even if I've heard people say, I sent them my payment and they sent it back to me, right? they don't even want your monthly anymore. They want that entire past due, and sometimes it's $20,000, $30,000. You know, yeah. Go to that's I mean, and even if you don't really get along with family, you might be like, look, I can give you like $2,000. Just let me stay here. Money talks a lot of times, and if you can sell your house and pull a little bit of equity and pull some money out of it, and the houses I'm seeing go up for auction, you guys have like $100,000 of equity in it, right? Like, how are you gonna let that go up for auction, right? Like, and I know, and again, I mean, it might not, you just gonna have to be uncomfortable for a second, but I'd rather be uncomfortable with like $100,000 in my bank account than let my house go up for auction, right? You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like most family members would be like, yeah, I'll take that 2,000, that 2,500, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and then you can take that money, pay down your bills, catch up on credit cards, lower your blood pressure, right? Like, I don't know. But I talk to people all day, every day who are in that situation that are just, they're just in, a lot of times they're just in denial. They're in denial, and I'm not, I talk to them all the time. Like, I have people call me crying all the time, crying. I remember a lady called me and I was at dinner and she called me crying when I was out at dinner, because she was about to lose her house. So I'm not being like, of course, I don't ever be insensitive or anything, but some people are just like, I can save it. And I'm like, how much are you past due? And they'll be like, $30,000. You think you can come up with $30,000 by next Friday? You know what I mean? Like, you haven't paid. A lot of people, like, again, nobody ever calls me and is behind 3 months. I have never, nobody's not like, I just missed my payment, I think I'm going to be in foreclosure. When people call me, they have not paid in like a year, right? It's like 6, 9, 12 months. They have not paid. So, I don't know, you guys. I don't know, but I'd sell. And if y'all talk to anybody, you'd be like, you could sell too. Or they could file bankruptcy. But I know so many people, I've had so many clients who are like, I'm going to file bankruptcy. And then 3 months later, they pop back up on my schedule again. And I'm like, I do. And I'll text them. I'll be like, you back on my schedule? What's going on? And they're like, well, the bankruptcy payment was just too much for me too. Right? Because bankruptcy comes with a payment. Right? That's not free. It's like people learn the game from telling credit. With mortgage forgiveness, forbearance are just waiting for them. Yeah. And it might come. You know how we might give out some. Again, they're in talks right now for some kind of modification to help people. It's so crazy though. Like, the crazy part, not that it's crazy, but the news does not talk about that, right? The news is everything is rosy and fine and people have plenty of equity. If you watch the news in the morning, they're going to be like, the housing market is picking back up. Mortgage rates are down. That is exactly what the news is saying. But like over here in the little news article or behind closed doors, it's like, oh, we got a problem, right? We got millions of people who've not paid their mortgage. And we got to come up with a way to help save them. Or we're going to have a whole problem on our hands, right? Where are you down? The price you pay for overpaying. And then think about that. Think about what happens. I mean, it's like a domino effect. When people start losing jobs, you can't pay your mortgage. Then, I mean, it's just, and that's, Jerome said it. Jerome said people gonna start feeling some pain. That is what those were his, Jerome said that. Exactly. That's not even me paraphrasing. He said households are gonna start feeling some pain when he started raising those interest rates. And here we come. Now we got to get through retail, but I don't know, Target and all them are like, everybody's stealing from Target. I don't know if they're going to get retail numbers as hard as people running in there stealing stuff, right? I don't think people spending money anymore, I guess. Or they're staying at home because people are crazy. Like, I don't know, Walmart, they hadn't even really started, but Walmart is already like, they're expecting their numbers to be down. So, but once unemployment starts going up, that's when, if they announce that unemployment goes up, you know, we act like everybody's got a job and living their best life. But once unemployment starts going up, that means, because like when you get unemployment, and this is not me being, well, this is me just not knowing. Like when you get let go of a job and you get unemployment, is it the same amount? Do they still pay you the same amount when in unemployment, or is like cut in half? Because I don't feel like they paying you the same amount that you were making at the job, right? It's like a percentage of it is what I think. And do not talk about me because I don't know, you guys. Y'all know I've been like self-employed for like a decade at this point. But I don't feel like unemployment is enough to pay your bills, right? Is what I'm saying. So, but I guess hopefully Citigroup and them, they'll give like a severance pay, right? Like if you like upper management, they better give you like a severance pay. Oh, 30%. 30%? They only give you 30% of your paycheck? Oh gosh. So think about that. 30% of the salary. You guys, like how, and you talking about like 6-figure jobs getting cut out tomorrow, you guys? The week of Thanksgiving, honestly, right? The week of Thanksgiving, that's kind of messed up, but that's just like a bank, right? A bank gonna bank, right? A bank is going to bank. The week of Thanksgiving, they don't care. They will let you cut off your job. But 13 layers of management, you guys. Citigroup had 13 layers of management. It says employees are awaiting more details about the scale of layoffs at the bank, which employs 240,000 people worldwide. Citigroup declined to comment. So, 15% of functional roles and eliminating 60 committees. Support staff in compliance and risk management and technology staff working on overlapping functions are at risk of being laid off, is what they're saying. And then again, that's Citigroup, that's Wells Fargo, that's JP Morgan, that's these banks letting go, right? You know, and them 6-figure jobs, right? That's middle class right there, about to not be able to pay for these cars and these houses and everything that they got on credit, right? You lose a job. Shoot, these might be these jobs where, you know, some people, you know, the wife might be at home with the kids and we dependent on this one job, right? You talking about losing that one income. I mean, the plot just thickens. Like, it just, every week it's something new in real estate, right? Or in the job market. People are doubling. How many can you score? Oh yeah, persons per household just keeps back to live. Yep, I heard that. Back to living with their parents. Like, it's just expensive, right? It is just, and you have to think about, that's the other part of when you tell people buy now, refinance later, right? If you're struggling to pay this mortgage, the mortgage is not your only bill when you buy a house. You know what I mean? Like, you got to pay utilities. And if you're moving out of an apartment, a 500 square foot apartment, into a 1,800, 2,000 square foot house, your utility bill is going up, right? Your water bill is going up. Now you got to pay to get the grass cut if you have grass, right? Like, it's a whole bundle of responsibilities that come with a house, right? That people seem to forget when it's like, that's okay. You can just pay a high ASS mortgage for a few months until rates go down. No, you're gonna lose your house. You're gonna be in foreclosure trying to struggle to pay that mortgage, right? When all those other bills hit you. And then coming into the winter, y'all know in New York and Detroit and Chicago, where y'all get those winters that, you know, I can't even though I was born in Chicago, that is not my life, right? Those winters that will bust a pipe All you need is one good home repair, and that'll mess up your whole budget for the whole year. That'll ruin your whole that'll ruin your whole year. Let a pipe burst in your house. Let a tree fall on your car, you know, from an ice storm or something. Ruin your whole year. It ain't right. I was blessed. My rent went up 20. Come on, rent 25. That's what I'm talking. But, and that's, you know, across the board. That's what you're hearing. They're creating these lower level jobs, but they're getting rid of these middle jobs, right? Getting rid of the one full-time job, making two part-time jobs, right? Or getting AI to do it. Right? Let's not act like we can't ignore AI, right? Getting AI to take these other jobs, getting rid of middle class. AI is doing these jobs, these lower jobs, right? They hurrying up and cutting payroll real quick. They cutting the fat is what it seems like. But 13 layers of management, come on. Like, I don't know, but it's getting real. The closer we get to the end of the year, I think in my mind, I feel like a lot of these companies and everything, they were just trying to make it to the end of the year, right? Let's just get people to hold on to the end of the year. Let's just cash out our stock as much as we can and just hold on and try to paint this pretty picture until the end of the year, and then whatever happens, happen. I feel like, I'm always like, I feel like Jamie Dimon told Jerome, like, just hold the interest rates just a little bit longer, right? Let me cash out my stock. Let me make some adjustments, and then you can do whatever you need to do, right? That's, you know, I always feel like they run the country. I feel like that. $375 a week, Michigan for who can live off? Like, I mean, that's not like everybody, right? Like $375 a week. You know what I mean? Like, that's who can live off of that? Leaving a 6-figure job, and that will make somebody jump off a cliff. You know what I mean? And there were people, when you think about the crash in 2008, when you think about Bernie Madoff, right? When people start losing money, that is, you know, in a recession, suicide goes up, right? Like, that's, and you can't go from a 6-figure salary to, you know, $375 a week. So it's about to get real interesting. That's all I have to say. It's about to get really interesting. Like I've been saying every night on here, govern yourselves accordingly, right? I saw a commercial today. Target has flat screen TVs 50% off. Y'all don't need a flat screen TV. Nobody needs another flat screen TV, right? If your kids broke it, if you broke it, if it fell off the wall, it's just not meant for you to have it, right? You don't need another flat screen TV. I don't care if they're buy one, get one free, okay? Take care of your household. You guys, nobody is coming to save you or me, right? If this is, everybody's better buckle up. That's all I'm saying. Buckle up, because it's about to get real. I don't know. We'll see. When these jobs start laying off, you guys, we'll see. But I'm always interested to see what kind of programs, what kind of assistance, what kind of things they're going to come up with. I read an article today. I read an article today. More student loans, you guys. More people are filing bankruptcy on their student loans. You guys, let me find, look. More student loan borrowers are filing for bankruptcy to offload debt. You guys, discharging student loan debt in bankruptcy is on the rise. This article came out the 17th, Friday. They're filing bankruptcy on their student loans, right? These payments have kicked back in, and I guess everybody's saying they just risking it all. They like, forget it. They done moved back home with their parents. They got $100,000 in debt, paid $100,000 for a degree, can't get a job. You know what I mean? It's, That's rough, right? You know what I mean? That's rough. Especially coming out of college and you can't get a job. Especially if you try to get like went to an expensive. Look, me and my friend, we always talk about that. Coach J's on here. Gabby, now my child is only in the 5th grade, but I'm already like, look, you're not going to college to major in art history. Baby, we're not doing that. Unless you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, a pilot, we're not going for sociology. Look, you're not even, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not like, my parents that were like, go to college, you going to college regardless. If you don't know what you're going for, or if you don't, we're not going to spend that money. Let me tell you right now. So, and y'all don't have to agree, but I'm like, it's not, no degree in women's studies. You are not doing it. That's just, the jobs just aren't there. Baby, you better get a degree in Open AI or Chat GPT or something. Because it's just, you know what I mean? That's just not where we are now anymore. I feel like, now y'all don't, like I know some of y'all subscribe to the, trade school, something. But I get it. Some of y'all still subscribe to that methodology of just go to college and figure it out. You're not going to college and figure it out, and I got to pay for it, right? Right. You're not majoring in women's studies. We're not doing that. Right. And at this point in time, look, I'm way off the subject of foreclosures and auctions. Mostly, almost anything you want to know or learn, you can find like a class for it. I saw some YouTube, I think it was on Instagram, a girl was in tech engineering, and got like a 6-figure job. And she said she got a free Google course, and took the course, taught herself, and got the job, like 6-figure job, right? And I was like, see, and times have just changed and evolved, right? Like, it's not, you go to college and get a degree and pay $100,000 and you're going to be the manager at Chick-fil-A or something. You know what I mean? No shade to anybody at Chick-fil-A. None. Because you can move up and get your own franchise. No shade at all. But y'all know what I'm saying, right? Y'all know exactly what I'm saying. Y'all want to talk about foreclosures? I'm sorry, we done got way off subject. But anyway, that's right. Gabby not going to school for women's studies or sociology. None of that. Right now, my kid wants to be a pilot. So I'm like, you can absolutely do that. Trade school, bachelor's in artificial, something. Facebook recruiting high school stuff. Y'all, there was a whole video on Instagram of a kid. He looked like he was 11. But when you see these TikTokers and these YouTubers buying if y'all watch Selling Sunset, and I'm going to talk about auctions. We'll go back to auctions. Selling Sunset, the client was 20 years old and a TikToker buying a $6 million house in California. Right? Like, and that's, I'm not mad at him, right? You don't have any student loan debt. Y'all look at Mr. Beast and all this. Like, it's just a different time. That's all I'm saying. Investing. Find something that you can use that's going to make some money. That's all I'm saying. And ain't nothing wrong with women's studies. You just ain't going to college for that. Or art history or none of this. That's not what we do. At least not in my household, right? And I tell you, I'm like, Gabby, if you can make $1 million off of TikTok, as long as it ain't, y'all know what I'm saying. But do that, right? Times have changed. And I get it. Or build an app. Look, baby, build an app. And I went back to my trade job because it was safe during the, and they're always, I swear when we talk about auction and foreclosures, I was watching something like a documentary, and they were talking about these jobs that need people, right? They trade jobs that need people, and they can't even get anybody to go to school for them. Like, and these jobs are going to start fading. I think it was like welding or something like. It was jobs that are needed, right? But nobody going to school to do that, and they paid great money. And even the owner of the company was like, I don't even have anybody to give my company to, because nobody's going to school for the things, to take over my company. I'm like, because we majoring in sociology and stuff like that. The elementary city school pushing. And they make, like, if you, in this day and age, you could be anything. Yes, Kevin, I agree too. With the power of social media and marketing, you could take any job and be a millionaire. You could be a plumber. Baby, hop on. I don't know. All of us have probably hopped on YouTube and Googled how to do something. But I didn't change my whole rear headlight looking at YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, there are people who make plenty of money on, it's just, if you know how to market, you can make money anywhere. Being a plumber, an electrician, mechanic, if you know how to market correctly. And in this day and time, social media is free for the most part. You know what I mean? You can make plenty of money. Most people just don't know how to market or get their word out, but it's just a new time. It's just a new day, and most people just have not evolved. But the ones that do, you can get paid, and you don't have to go to college. Nothing against college, because y'all know me. Your girl got her degree right here, right? Clearly, it's not even up on the wall. You guys, did you just notice how I pulled it out from under my desk? Because it's not even up on the wall, right? Y'all know I majored in sociology and criminal justice, right? Because I wanted to be a judge. And then I realized you had to get elected and do all that. And then I found real estate, and it was just, that was the end of the story. So that's why I'm on here. That's why I can be an advocate for don't do it. Don't do it. But anyways, I'm glad everybody jumped in on that and agreed. All of our bachelor's degree. Y'all, I'm in real estate. Y'all, I took in 2006, I went to real estate school on the weekends for 8 weeks and paid $436, right? And here I am, right? You know what I mean? Like, I could have saved my, $60,000 on this degree, right? But it's neither here nor there. I enjoyed college. It's neither here nor there. You guys. So, thank you, everybody, for your comments and agreeing. And you better tell your kids. Look, you're not going for, Jana, what you say? You're not going for women's studies. And then get in there and change your mind because you don't want to. Okay, so let's talk about, we're almost at an hour. Got foreclosure 2018, got the house land, didn't know a mobile trailer home that was not included in sale. Had a hunt down owner to get the rights, had asbestos. Ooh, wee. Now. So where did you get the foreclosure from? Did you get it from the auction? Was it an REO? You know what I mean? Don't talk about me and my judge. I wanted to be a judge. I'd have been a very good judge. The whole process is upside down. Which process? I've talked about so many things. We talking about foreclosure. We talking about the school system and colleges. In YC, was it an auction or was it like an REO foreclosure? What kind of foreclosure was it? And yeah, all the processes are upside down. Oh, a tax. Okay, I got you. Yeah. And it says, like, a lot of times, like, they say, like, to do, like, a survey. But I get it. You don't want to do a survey and you don't even know if you're going to get the property or not. It's really, that's the thing about due diligence when it comes to auctions. Yeah, education. Y'all know I jump all over the place. Let me say, education, yes. I feel like it's definitely a dated system, right? I don't feel like education has evolved with the times, right? I told Gabby yesterday in the car, I was like, you live in a time, she's 11, right? She's got a little Etsy store. And I'm like, you live in a time that anybody, y'all can make money, y'all can create businesses at home at 11 years old, right? Like, it's a whole different time. Like, you can have a product and show the whole world. Like, you couldn't do that when we were young. We didn't have, like, I mean, I came in when Facebook was college only, right? Like, we didn't have this kind of exposure that kids have now. And that's what I told her. I'm like, for your generation, the ones that can stay focused, right? That can stay focused and create and build and sell, y'all can be millionaires, right? And don't ever have to touch college. But also y'all have so many distractions. So that's why I'm saying the ones of y'all that can stay focused will be all right. But most of them distracted, right? You know what I mean? But anyway, back to foreclosures, because that's what you're here for. Vehicles, boats, trailers, mobile homes are sometimes not included. Yeah. And property tax. So due diligence. That's what we were talking about. And I get the struggle with due diligence when it comes to auctions, right? Y'all, we done coddled these kids, right? You give them what you didn't have and it backfires and want to be their friend, all that kind of. I don't abide by that in my household, but you know what I'm saying. It's a clear line on who is the authority and all that kind of stuff in my house. But most households, they want to be friends and all that kind of stuff. We don't do that. But anyway. Auctions, due diligence. It's difficult when you talk about doing a survey, getting a title search done on a property that you might not even get, right? Because when you go to the auction, you don't know if you're going to be the highest bidder. And you throwing out money to pay for title searches if you don't know how to do one, or get a survey and all that kind of stuff. And see, I don't do tax sales like that. But I get, you know what I mean? Like, had to get billing from, did you get to like go by and see it before you bid on it? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it can be challenging, right? The due diligence part, I think, is what discourages people from buying at the auction. Just not being able to see the inside of a property. First of all, that's discouraging to a lot. And then the title aspect of it, right? If you buy the wrong lien, right? Or if it's ownership issues, that can be, now that is the kicker when it comes to auctions, tax sales, foreclosures, that title. You just have to. But, oh, you couldn't see it. Yeah. Title issues. And I'll say this and I'll say it again. I don't care if they're giving houses away for $4, right? Buy one, get one free. You need to look at the title, okay? Before you buy it. And you're looking for to make sure you're buying the correct lien. That's the thing. We talked about it last night. They're saying mortgage applications are up, but it's because people are like refinancing and pulling cash out. HELOCs. Everybody got a HELOC when interest rates were like 2%, right? And now people can't pay it because the HELOC payment is adjusted by the interest rates, right? So I know a guy who was paying $400 2 years ago on his HELOC, and he said now his payment is like $800-900 because interest rates have gone up. How many people can afford that, right? So most people, like I said, they're going to pay. Do we need a recap on the difference between the primary mortgage and a HELOC mortgage? Do I need to go through that again real quick? Or I'm just going to, if I do, say it and I'll go back and talk about it a little bit. But HELOC, primary mortgage and your HELOC are two different payments. So a lot of people will pay their primary mortgage and not pay their HELOC, and they will foreclose on this. You don't want to buy this at the auction, right? Because you won't have ownership of it. You will not have any kind of ownership of that property. And a lot of people, I mean, they got like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. And if you see an amazing house go up for auction and the opening bid is $70,000, and you're like, yes, it's a $300,000 house and the opening bid is $70,000, 9 times out of 10, it's that HELOC mortgage. Well, that HELOC, not mortgage, HELOC that has gone into foreclosure. If you buy, imagine paying $70,000 for the wrong lien and you can't do anything with that house. Now that would hurt your feelings. That would hurt a lot of people's feelings, right? That's why you have to do your due diligence, right? That's why I created the Auction Accelerator course, right? That's probably why I'm going to raise the price on this Auction Accelerator course, because think about that. If you bought the wrong lien, right, and you paid $70,000 for the wrong lien, you're going to be mad. That's all I'm saying. Work through the problems in Maine. So, yeah, I already knew. Look, I already knew. Like, every investment comes with some kind of risk, or every deal is not going to be smooth sailing, right? It all comes with its speed bumps and sometimes potholes and things like that. But at the end of the day, the auction is still a great place to buy properties. Like, it is at the end of the day. I only did that because, you guys, I have all the links in the video, right? But it glitched in the first 5 minutes and I had to close that video out, and now you guys are in a new video. So I got to put the links and everything back up. But I will put them back up. I try to be prepared, you guys. I literally try to come on here prepared. And it just glitched. I will put the links. And if you go to another one of my videos, all of them are under mentorship, which is open. You guys, I'm excited about that. I've gotten so many requests about that. For the record, we usually meet on Wednesday nights, right? For now, we usually meet on Wednesday nights. Everybody gets like a one-on-one. We talk because I got to help you take over your city, right? That's what I'm here to do, to help you do that, right? But not door knocking, not cold calling. We ain't doing that. These weeks I was in last night still getting, because last night, like every night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I have my video is like glitched. That's an impression of me glitching. Glitched, and I've had to go into a new video. Like I had to close it down and open up a new one. So that was me glitching. So look, I'm going to put it up as soon as I get out of here. If not, go into another video and it's at the bottom, but I will. And my email is youragentashleigh@gmail.com. I'm Your Agent Ashley everywhere. So I glitched and I had to do a new video. What was my point? Auction Accelerator. What's the best program to learn to read title report? You guys, and when it comes to title, I have actually even looked into that, right? I need one of y'all to come up with an app that reads title. I would do it. I just don't have enough time. And then you would have to pull from all the records and deeds. Like if somebody came up with a title app, we would all be happy, wouldn't we? So what's the best program to learn? So in order to read, title companies read title, you can get my Auction Accelerator. I teach you how to do a title. I teach you how to do a title search in my Auction Accelerator course. I literally take you through the county records and deeds, and I show you, I pinpoint 6 examples. Look for this. I give you a title checklist to make sure the liens have been released and all that. I'll put the links below, you guys. I promise to put them below. And they're in other videos. I just, But title, there's people who read title, title abstract. You can get certified to do that. But most title companies, the company when you close and you buy a house, your escrow company, your title company, they will read title for you, but they're going to charge you. You know what I mean? They're going to charge you unless you have that kind of relationship with them. So it's best that you learn how to do it, right? Or you're going to be spending a ton of money getting people to read a title search for you, basically. Land auctions, that's landwatch.com. Landandfarm.com, that's another popular one. Hold on, I'll tell you. Don't worry, I'll tell you where you find land auctions. It's a couple of different sites, but I know landwatch.com, like land and then watch, or watch.com. Landandfarm.com. I did a whole video on that. I'm gonna look real quick and I'll tell you some more. What's the most recent successful property bought at an auction you had recently, the last 3 months? So when you say successful, do you mean what property had the lowest bid, or a property that I felt the bid was low compared to how much the property was worth. Is that what you're asking me, like what's successful? You know, because after I sell it, I don't know what they do. You know what I mean? I don't know what they do to it. I can look at the last, since, look, I'm on this Wi-Fi. Everybody better pray Jesus be a strong Wi-Fi signal while I'm trying to get on my laptop. I can look at the best value for your money. Okay, so I'm on my schedule and I can see all the auctions all year, like what the opening bid was and what they sold for. Now that's the thing, keep in mind, just because I can see the opening bid and the sold, I don't know how much the property is worth. You know what I mean? Like I just literally get my schedule, unless it's a property, unless I'm trying to do it for the gram, right? Or YouTube, I don't look at the properties, right? Like I don't know if they're occupied, if they're vacant, what kind of repairs they need, because I don't drive by the properties, right? So I show this, like here's my schedule, like for a month, right? So, but hold on, let me go back a month at least. But somehow I've been kind of researching, because a lot of people are like, want to see what it looks like at the auction, right? Like if the opening bid is this, how much did it sell for? A lot of people are trying to see that gap of how much money these properties are getting bid up to. Like, is it really a good deal at the auction, right? So even me looking at the schedule, like I can see properties like opening bids, but I can't see like how much the house was worth. Right now, I have posted some in the past. Like I saw, I think they picked up a house for like $175,000. I think the opening bid was maybe like, I think the opening bid was like 75. They got it for 143 and sold, put it back on the market and sold it for 402. Right? You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Well, maybe not a title company. I guess you got to learn how to do your own title search. But my title company will they just do a title search, right? But yeah. So in a lot of times, like I said, I can go back and look at October schedule, September, and I'll post them. And then when I go look at them, they'll be on the market, or the investor will have already sold them. Like buy it at the auction at the October 1st, buy it at the auction for 175. By November 1st, it's back on the market and sold. Because keep in mind, if you got a good size profit margin, right, you don't have to put it on the market at the top of the market, right? If you got enough profit, you can kind of price it a little bit below so it'll move quicker, right? And that's what a lot of people do, because you don't ever want to be at the top of the market anyway, right? So that's what you can do with auction properties. Price it a little bit below because you got it at a discounted rate, right? And then you can still make your money. Most people at the auction flip it within, I mean, it depends on your strategy, but I notice the majority of people just put it back on the market, right? They just put it, they might paint it, do a little clean it up, painted floors, and put it right back on the market, right? Because they got it for so cheap. I posted those before. It's one going up this week. I think it's worth like 700,000, and the opening bid is like 400,000. Y'all, it's like a senior citizen home going up this week in Arizona for like $6 million. I'm like, I hope the residents of the senior citizen home know that the place is in foreclosure. It's going up this week. Let me see if I can find the address for it. Yeah, in Pinal, Arizona. I think Pinal is the county, but 510 East 8th Street. It looks like, I think it's a retirement living home. It's going up for auction this week. I hope the people know. You know what I mean? You just never know. You never know. In most of the properties that I see, half of them, at least are reverting back to the bank. I'm looking at the schedule right now. And most of them did not sell. Most of them, because they were just bought post-COVID, you guys. The majority of houses at the auction right now were bought post-COVID. Think about that. In the last 3 years, right? So no investor, those numbers aren't good for an investor. You owe the whole loan. You probably upside down. Somebody commented the other day, like, why is the opening bid higher than what the property is worth? And I'm like, y'all know why? These people overbid for these properties and these home values have come down. And they owe that whole loan. And a lot of them are investors. There are a lot of investors foreclosing on their properties right now. Does the auction home sale change the value? It don't even show up. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Even when I look on Zillow, you don't see the auction transaction at all, right? Because usually at the auction, deeds and refunds come in the mail. So it's an off-market sale. The investor has to file that deed, right? That's something I don't know if you all know. When you go to the auction, deeds and refunds come in the mail. When you get your deed in the mail, you have to go to the county and file it yourself, okay? So there's probably a lot of folks who ain't filed their deeds. But anyway, if I go to the county and file the deed myself, Zillow's not going to pick it up. Realtor, Redfin, nobody will pick up that sale. You know what I'm saying? The sites, the websites won't pick it up. So you don't even see that auction sale unless you don't see it online. Now, if you go look at the county record and deeds, you'll see where they filed that substitute deed. But other than that, like I always look, like on Zillow, when I've auctioned off a property and it's back on the market, you can't see what they paid for at the auction. You just see literally where their homeowner bought it or where it went into foreclosure. And that's all you see. You don't see the auction sale at all. It doesn't show up. I hope I answered your question. Oh, and your question was, does the auction change the value of the surrounding homes? So my point is, most people don't even know that the house went up for auction. Now, if somebody's in foreclosure and they short sale, you know what I mean? But that's why I think it's really important for, of course, you have to mark short sale on an MLS, on an active listing. But I think it's also important that if a house is, which, I mean, people probably feel embarrassed. If I'm putting a house on the market at a super reduced price, right? I think you should kind of put in the notes for other properties around you. Like if an appraiser is looking at this sold property, maybe in the realtor remarks, like I don't know how familiar y'all are with the MLS, but there's usually public remarks that show up on Zillow. And then in the MLS, there'll be realtor remarks like homeowner works at night, only make appointments this time or that time. They should probably put in there like distressed property. Like that's why the price is so low. You know, so then an appraiser will be like, okay, I don't need to factor this property in everybody else's home value. Especially if it's like a foreclosure or a house needs lots of repairs. That's why we're pricing it where it is. If that makes sense to everybody. Because it could. Everybody, if you're a bunch of people in foreclosure and we all put our house on the market at a discounted rate, you're going to kill everybody else's property value. Right? Right. Is it true that you can go to a bank and request homes on their foreclosure list? So, Bank of America has an REO site. Wells Fargo has an REO site that you can pull up online. I don't know if you can like walk in and be like, can I get your foreclosures? Half of them probably don't even know. Like if you would just walk in and ask like a teller, they'd probably be like, I don't know. But maybe if you could talk to like the mortgage department. The only way I'm saying, I just don't know. But I do know Wells Fargo has an REO website. Wells Fargo, what is it? I think it's wellsfargoreo.com. Bank of America has their own REO website that you can look at. Of course, the other REO sites. Keep in mind, just so we can all distinguish REO versus auction. I work at the auction, right? These are people who are in foreclosure and the bank has said you need to pay the past due balance or your house is going up for auction in 30 days. If they don't pay the past due balance, it comes to me at the auction, okay? If I can't sell it at the auction, it reverts back to the bank and becomes an REO, okay? Real estate owned by the bank. Okay, so REO properties, look at me, I'm going to take out a class real quick. Me at the auction, you can only pay cash at the auction. At the courthouse, most auctions require cash, okay? REO properties that are now bank owned, you can get financing on these properties, right? You can use a conventional loan. You can use FHA 203K. Look, if it's a brand new house, right, and they foreclosing on it, you can probably go FHA, okay? Those are, you can get financing. You can do a home inspection. You can do all of that. You can see the inside of those properties, right? Unlike me at the auction, you're buying blind at the auction. The homeowners can still be in the house at properties at the auction, okay? And it's only cash at the auction. REO, that's Wells Fargo REO. Bank of America has an REO site. That's HUD Home Store, HUD Home Store. There's HomePath, HOMEPATH, homepath.com. That's homesteps.com. These are all REO sites that you can go on and use financing to find REO properties. And I said this, the REO market is going to explode because I can't sell these properties that were just bought 3 years ago. I can't sell them at the auction, right? They don't make sense for investors when the opening bid is higher than what the property is worth, right? I can't move these properties. So if I can't sell it, it goes back to the bank. And I got a whole bunch. I'm looking at the schedule for the past few months. Half of them have reverted back to the bank. So all these properties are going to be REO properties, okay? So that means y'all are in luck. If you're not sitting on cash, right, at the auction, get your credit right? You can get a loan and that's what I'm saying, you guys. Y'all better not be buying flat screen TVs on Friday. Don't y'all buy no flat screen TVs on Friday, okay? Save some money. Get your credit together because the window is going to open. Now, they keep opening the window and closing it a little bit, but the window is going to open, okay? And for those of you that are prepared, for those of us that are prepared, I said prepared, the opportunity will be there. Now, while most people, which I feel bad, right, they getting laid off. Like, it's just that domino effect, right? Most people, look, think about all the people that are going to be knocked out of the running for future purchases, at least for a while, at least for a couple of years. If you file bankruptcy, you got to wait a little bit. These people filing bankruptcy on the student loans. You guys, if your credit cards are maxed out, right, that hits your credit. You can't purchase a property. If, you know what I mean? Like, if you got too many past due or late payments on your credit, which we know a whole bunch of people are going to have, you know what I mean? Because you can't, if you lose jobs, you're going to pay stuff late. Things are going to go to collections. I'm just seeing people just knocked out of the running to be able to capitalize on the opportunity that's coming. So y'all better not go crazy these next couple of weeks. Macy's one-day sale is every day. Every day. And like I said, I saw Target running a commercial for 50% off flat screens. Y'all don't need another flat screen. Okay? You don't need it. And your kids don't need a Christmas tree full of stuff that they're not going to play with. I know my kid is like, hold on, wait. Y'all know they don't play with these toys, right? Look around right now and see what your kid is playing with from last Christmas. Nothing. The game, right? That's it. So, if you need to do it for the gram, you just better wrap up some empty boxes and put it up under the tree and then take a picture. But do not max out your credit cards. I'm almost positive y'all don't need a new car for Christmas, right? Like, I mean, if you need one, maybe. But y'all see the cars? The cars getting repoed. The car lots are just, Y'all, it's a whole lot going on. But all I'm saying is the people who stay down and focused and tunnel vision and eye on the prize, we're going to be okay in the next few years. I'm telling you. It's a couple of us on YouTube that are like, look, the window is opening. If you know what I mean, you just have to, and I keep telling people, it doesn't mean that you have to have a ton of cash. Even if you can't come see me at the auction, y'all get your credit right. You know what I mean? Stack a little bit of money. You can get a loan when foreclosures start hitting and banks start giving properties half off. I just read an article literally today, clearly like number 50 article that I read today about commercial real estate and how Blackstone is trying to buy, hold on. Blackstone is trying to buy Silicon Valley Bank's loans, right? Before they went under their commercial loans. And they said they are buying buildings 50 cents on the dollar. So half off. They are getting these commercial. Blackstone is trying to negotiate right now half off of all Silicon Valley Bank's commercial properties that they when the bank collapsed. No lie. I just read the article. Literally, the article came out today or yesterday. Let me find it real quick. But anyway, I was on my little rant. You got to be disciplined. Okay, here it is. Blackstone is lead bidder in Signature Bank property loan sale. Blackstone is the front runner to win a roughly 17 billion with a B billion portfolio of commercial property loans from the FDIC of Signature Bank's debt. They are trying to buy it, and they said they are getting the properties at 50 cents on the dollar. So half off of commercial buildings. So just wait when the foreclosure houses come. Now it might be some hedge funds in front of us, but don't worry about it. They're not going to buy everything. They will leave something for us. Okay? I believe that. So, and it's so, I always read the comments like on these articles. And so on this Blackstone buying these properties, people are like, no more bailouts. Let the commercial real estate go bankrupt. I'd like to buy out my mortgage from my bank at 50 cents on the dollar. Preach, right? Like facts right there. So, we'll see what's going to happen, you guys. You guys, I've been talking 82 minutes, like a whole movie. I've been talking like the length of the Big Short. And y'all just don't even say nothing. Y'all just let me talk for like, I just go on, and y'all don't say anything. But anyway, BlackRock is about to pick up Signature Bank's property loans. Their commercial side. They about to get commercial buildings for half off. That's okay. We're going to get foreclosure properties for half off, you guys. That's the plan. But you can't get it if you're buying big screen TVs on Friday. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Nobody needs a big screen TV on Friday. Okay, you guys. I've been talking 83 minutes. If y'all have any more questions about REOs, auctions, foreclosures, this is a holiday week, so no auctions on Thursday and Friday. Only auctions on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. For the most part, I don't have any auctions this week because I usually work Thursday, Friday. So no auctions for me. The Auction Accelerator, it has a coupon code, thank you, because I love you all, right? So I will put the link, or go, you guys, I have all the links below, but when it kicks me out, it's not there anymore. Auction Accelerator course, come back. I will put the link below. Give me a few minutes. I'll put it up under this video, or go look at yesterday's video and all the links are below that, okay? Coupon code is thank you for the Auction Accelerator. I teach you everything you need to know about buying a property at the auction. Everything. Where to find them, how to do a title search, how to calculate repairs that you can't see, right? I give you checklists, I give you trackers, everything, okay? I made it. The mentorship is open. The foreclosure mentorship is open. I just teach you to do what I do here, like take over. Let me not say take over because y'all might take that wrong. I'm really competitive. Like if you, like my friends, like I'm competitive. That's just me, right? When I got in real estate, I was like, I want to be the number one agent. Like I was rookie of the month when I came in, like when I was 21. That's just me. So I don't want y'all to think like I'm just, but I am competitive. So my point is, the mentorship helps you to take over, right? Whatever city you're in. Like I have mentees in New York, Houston, Atlanta, Detroit, Chicago. I think I got one in Miami. Like, that's what I do. I teach you, yes, always learn something new. I teach you how to reach out to people who are in foreclosure before their house goes to auction, right? Because a lot of people can't afford to go to the auction and get auction properties, right? They get bid up so quickly. So sometimes it's best to go to the source, but it's not a wholesaling class, right? I am not teaching you how to call people and hound them and harass them. We offer assistance, right? Like I partner here with assistance companies that help people catch up on their mortgage. So if homeowners want to catch up and keep their house, I help them do that, right? And then if they want to sell it, then I am that first person of contact if they want to sell it, right? So it's a good way to expand your portfolio and get to properties before they go to auction, right? I don't cold call. I don't door knock. I don't do that at all. But I have great methods though that work. So mentorship is open. I'll put the links below. I keep it very small, right? It's not, you're never going to be in there with 30 people. You ain't even going to be there with 20. You probably won't even be in there with 10, right? My first mentorship was 5 because I only wanted 5 people because I had to help them in each of their cities, right? This is where you find pre-foreclosures. This is the list we're working off of. You know, it's like very one-on-one. And I meet with people one-on-one, right? We have one weekly group meeting. And then I meet with people individually because I need to know what your goals are, right? Like how strong your hustle muscle is, right? So I'll put all the links. It's open. Check it out. Auction Accelerator. Or if you don't need the mentorship, I offer just the letters. Like I give you 30 different letters that you can craft and send to people if you don't need the meat part of the piece, right? So you can buy the bundle and it's got 30 letters, 30 text messages that you can craft. It's not wholesaling. I don't harass people. Like I said, I don't cold call and I don't door knock, right? I let them come to me. But guess what, you guys? I think I'm going to be on here tomorrow too. My child is out of school, so I might hop on here tomorrow, Monday night, and we can talk again. And I can talk about, maybe I'll talk about title, right? I feel like y'all have so many questions about title. I'll try to teach you. It's hard for me. I want to do like a Zoom where I can share my screen and y'all can see what I'm doing because it's kind of hard for me to teach title and I can't show you what I'm talking about, if you understand. But maybe we can talk about like liens to look for, the liens that survive foreclosure. I'll try. Let me put together something about title because y'all need title help when it comes to auctions. Do not go to the auction. Do not bid until you have driven by the property and looked at the title. Period. Final answer. Okay? Do not spin your coins. Do not hold your hand up and say, I'm bidding. Do not register. Do not do any of that before you look at the property and before you look at the title. Okay? Because you'll buy a pile of dirt and you'll buy a HELOC. And then you're going to be really mad. And your feelings going to be really hurt. Because I don't give out refunds. And I don't announce if I'm auctioning off the second lien either. I don't know. Like, I don't ever look at the title before I auction off a property. I'm not driving by and looking at all these properties before I auction them off, right? I don't know. And people are like, are they vacant, Ashley? Is somebody in it? What kind of repair? Y'all, I don't know. They send me my schedule. I read them and I collect the coins. I have no idea. Unless it's like an investor calls me and is like, what about this property? Then I'll do some investigation for them. But other than that, I don't know. I have no idea, right? But okay, you guys, I'll put all the links for the mentorship, the auction accelerator. I'm adding, if you already own, okay, and then I'm gonna get off. If you already have the auction accelerator, I'm adding a tax sale piece module to the auction accelerator, okay? I'm gonna add that. If you get the auction accelerator, you have it forever. I add stuff to it all the time. You always get it. I added a cash for keys letter for when you buy a property at the auction and people live in it. You can send them this cash for keys letter. I also have a cash for keys contract in the course that you can really print out and fill it out. So if you have it, you'll get the tax sale module. If you end up buying it, I'm putting that in there. But okay. I'm adding all the links below. If you don't see them, go to yesterday's video. All the links are there. If you still don't see them, email me, youragentashleigh@gmail.com. I'll be here tomorrow, Michael. I will be here. I'll be here 8 o'clock, you guys. I hope it's not too late for y'all. Do not go crazy shopping this week, okay? I'll come back tomorrow. I'll talk about title. Bring your questions. I don't care, you guys. Okay, that is it, you guys. That is it. Happy Sunday. Have a great week. Have a great Thanksgiving. If you don't come back, I'm on Instagram, Your Agent Ashley on Instagram. Like and subscribe to this channel, you guys, so you can always see when I'm live and stuff. youragentashleigh@gmail.com. In case you need to email me and ask me, email me. I try to respond to everybody's email. But let me tell you this right now, and I'm going to get off. I get so many emails of buyers, okay? You're not going crazy shopping tomorrow. I don't believe that for 1 second. So many emails of people who want to buy properties, who want to buy foreclosures. Like, if you know what I'm saying, like a buyer for properties that I get. I am going to start a buyer list, okay? And I will just add people to the buyer list, okay? Because I get those, like, Ashley, if you find a property, I'll buy it. I'm going to start a list. I will start a list. Keep in mind, I work with almost everybody. Like, I work with some people that I even read in articles about. Like, I do work with hedge funds. I do work with buyers. But I do look out for some of my clients, right? Especially clients that I know that are trying to start their portfolio, or it's trying to, you know what I mean? Like, I do give preference to those people. Once I know that you can buy a property that I have and that you can close it, I do give preference, right? I will sell a property to an individual over a hedge fund, right? I will. I sell to both, but I would do show priority, right? Because I want the little guy to win too. So just that. But I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good night. Look for the links or go to my old video and you'll see the links. And if you can't find the links, email me, youragentashleigh@gmail.com. Do not go crazy spending tomorrow, Michael. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all too. And we will see you tomorrow. I'm looking for a 75. No, you're not. I don't even believe you. You're not getting no 75-inch flat screen. No. You get a 7,500 square foot 12-unit apartment complex at 90% off. There you go. I just spoke that into existence over your life. You see how I just flipped that? We're assets, right? Not liabilities. Assets is what we're doing over here, okay? That's what you're going to get. And it's fully rented out, and they pay their rent on time every month, right? And it's going to be in great shape when you get it. Boom. That's what you're going to get. Okay, you guys. I will see you tomorrow. I spoke that all over your life. You receive all of that I just gave you. We're both going to get one. Okay. Adios, you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.